Can you hear me now? I did. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, good. Well, I was saying a mouthful of just about nothing, so no one really missed anything for the first 6 minutes of this broadcast. Yay! I don't know. It's been one of those days. I mean, Sam's been experiencing this. He changed a few things, and it's suddenly all. I mean, he has multiple mics, multiple cameras, and they all broke. So I guess it was my turn. Who knew? Well, let me kind of put that there. And yep, everything seems to be working. I now have a little line, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. I had minimized my audio so I could see as I was working on some other things, and so I didn't notice it wasn't going off. So we're going to start over, sort of. Going to get some coffee, because I think after that I'm going to need it even more. Which is what I was talking about, how I needed coffee this morning. Oh, good grief. Alright, well. What I was saying, such a classic streamer fubbed and lose audio and not know about it, huh? Watch a lot of guys who do live streams and they lose their audio. Alright, at least we got it fixed, so it was an easy fix. I decided I was on some weird device with a bunch of, looked more like a hash than it did an audio device. So some changes. We finished up the baby dragon, and we are able to say it is done. Or, okay, to be fair, artists never finish anything. They abandon their work. They never finish their work. But so this is at a point where I can abandon it. And let's flip on over here so you guys can see the final result. I added some little bats in the background here to give it more of a Halloween feel. I added a little more texture overall. It's very subtle. It's hard to see. I've added some light sourcing, a little more light sourcing from the pumpkin he's in coming up. I didn't want to do too harsh lighting, too harsh shadows, and then we have the moon. I didn't want to be too harsh. I think I increased the size of a few odds and ends and just kind of tweaked it overall. I originally was playing around with adding a little bit of green to the grass, but it took away from our main character, who's green. And so I wanted him to not blend, but to pop, and this makes him pop. And, of course, breathing karma's playful fairy bugs. We'll call those fairy bugs. Those are officially their name. Instead of fireflies, they're fairy bugs. And so this is how we ended up. I'm going to probably turn this little guy without the background, just him, into a keychain. And we can see what else we can come up with, and of course print. I have been toying around with the idea of doing a little baby dragon calendar, and I've got about 7 of these guys right now, so we're mostly through the year now with this piece. Just 5 more to go. And I believe we will see a little more of this guy, but here's how he came out. Good morning, everybody. After that somewhat silent film start. I know I'm blown out by the light because of the green screen here, but black and white I am not. So, okay, more coffee because I'm feeling it this morning. But this is where we are with this piece. We're done. We've actually, oh my gosh, finished a project. Yay, Sam has bought me a lovely banner to put across my screen. Do it again, do it again. Thank you for liking. I'm going to flip back over here to the big screen. Week. And as you can see, we have a booth. We're going to be at Tucson Comic Con, booth 1207. And if you missed that, I also have a ticker now. Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of fun to put that in. People like to see when they do things, and the little ring popping up is nice, but so I had a banner, and we have our more recent followers. I'm more interested in followers, people who are saying hi and stepping in and saying hello. I like to see their name because they may not necessarily pop up the light panels and stuff like that, which I kind of need to move this around a little bit. Give me a second here. Ooh, that's too big. Ooh, that's okay, fine. It lives there now. All right. So we have some projects. We have Dungeon Notes. The collection of 1 and 2, the first and second collection, are going to be available at Comic-Con down in Tucson. Again, if you missed it, booth 1207, and it will be the 2nd and 4th of September. So come on out, say hi. It's a really good growing con. Now this, I said somebody was getting a surprise this morning. This is it. Airships and Aliens, coming soon. We'll see. Some writing involved. We'll see. They know who they are. Lori. And of course you can see the Battle Badges is not on here. I don't think I'm going to be publishing Battle Badges for Tucson. The reason for that is I cannot get from 3D printing and resin a consistent enough print in the volume that I need. And that's the key, the volume that I need. Which means I will be generating a ton of waste material in order to generate enough volume. But fortunately to Sam, he has spake the words of wisdom and power and turned me on to an idea that I think will solve this. Going a little more old school, going to be casting the pieces, and originally I was going to use a dental plaster, which is kind of a plastic, but I would have to experiment with that. Sam has got an extensive background and experiences in an industry that uses a polymer, that's liquid that you pour into molds, that I knew nothing about, and you want to talk about getting excited. So I'm looking forward to experimenting with that, but in order to experiment with it and be able to create the volume of pieces that I think I'm going to need so that they're high quality, I want quality pieces. We're going to push back the launch of Battle Badges until next Phoenix Comic-Con, or Fan Fusion, or whatever they want to call themselves these days. And we'll address the game a little more in detail as we move forward, which gives me an opportunity to do a few more odds and ends and fun stuff. So, you'll notice Battle Badges have been removed. Today, we're going to be working with fun with publishers, fun with printers. I'll explain here in a second. Let me kind of get organized here. I have art on the flatbed scanner to be scanned. I have art that needs to be tweaked and polished and brought up to a higher standard than when I originally did it. And that same art needs to be reformatted into a different format. Now I had originally was thinking a 6-inch by 9-inch book for ABCs of Adventure. Yeah, I need more coffee. I can't think straight. Oh, hey Sam, you're at the end of the ticker tape here. So I'm hoping, and I would like some feedback from you guys on the kind of stuff that you want to see here on this ticker. Right now, I'm going to be at Tucson. I've already said this several times. And then, of course, the shameless plug, buy me a coffee is coming up right here. So you can now support me directly with buy me a coffee, yada, yada, yada. So that's on there. But then, one of the things I've added was, come on, I can speed up the ticker too if it's too slow. That's the other thing. I should be able to do that here. But so we have our most recent follower, and this would be on Twitch, I believe. And this is our most recent follower on Twitch, Gohan97PC. I love this person because this is someone who started following me that I don't even know. And then our most recent Facebook follower is Brandy Meltzer. I don't know them either, so I'm very excited about that. Then our most recent Trovo follower coming up is, of course, Pantsless Pirates. Who knew? You need puns for the ticker. I know somebody who can do that. And then the most recent Facebook like, of course, is Sam. Right there. There he is. Okay. So puns, I like that idea. Wish I could figure out a way to make them randomly come in. This is a fairly basic thing. But, so that's the kind of information. We'll see what other things you guys want. Or if it's just this is too a cacophony of stuff, then we can strip this down and simplify it. So we're starting to get a little bit on the information overload. But, so like the store is here and that's going to be permanent. I think that's where that's going to live, right there. And so other information can be here. I do see that it hides the text box, the chat boxes. So that's an interesting thing. So let's, chat box should be the most important thing. Somebody type something, please. Any old thing. Heavy breathing will do. We're testing in production tonight. Or today. This morning. Night for me. Oh, that's okay, because I need to fix it over here. So we're gonna, oh, there we go. Hello, there, that's better. It's all on top. Yeah, I could just move it up a little bit, but for now, I guess it says, let's grab that chat box, and let's unlock it so it lets me move it. Let's doink, ever so little, and let's lock it back down, because I know me, I will bump things and break them. Alright, so let's come over here to where the baby dragon is, and let's do a similar thing. Let's put the chat box on top of that, and then let's just move it, because it's a little bit different size over here. Because what you guys have to say is more important than what I'm doing down there on that ticker. Alrighty, and let's lock that down, and hopefully... Check, check. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? All right. Back to what we were doing. If we were doing anything. Hang on. There we go. So that looks a lot better. Yay. All right. So, finish the project. We're going to be working on some new projects. It's going to be an ongoing. One of the things I was saying when my mic was not working was, unlike the Halloween dragon where I drew bits and pieces, and then we waited until the next stream to work on it again. This is a bigger, much more ongoing project. And so this is going to be a more of, here's where I am, check in, show you what I've done, show you where I'm going, kind of thing. There will be audience participation, of course, as always, but there won't be the, this is what we did, oh, I can't wait to pick up from there. It's going to be more like, this is what we did, I wonder where he'll get to by the next stream, which may not be very far. We shall see. So, dragon is done, so we're going to open up. Now, first we're going to go to the correct folder. Fortunately, A, B, C is going to probably be one of the first folders I will ever have in this template. So, let's do a little bit of where he was and where he is. Now, and I was going for a 9-inch by 6-inch template. I don't know if that's true anymore. I think I'm going to be going for more of a square book. It doesn't feel right. They were saying 7.5 by 7.5 inches or an 8.5 by 8.5 inches, and I'm like, I'm not sure. So I'm going to have to reformat my art one way or the other, but right now we're just going to kind of bring things up to where they need to be. And to show you where I started with this project, we'll close out the baby dragon. This was the original idea. I thought I would just do a little black and white book. Keep it simple, keep the art down. But see, for those of you who know me, over the course of a book, that's not gonna fly. I mean, the idea was interesting. I like this goofy little character. By the way, he doesn't have a name. Oh, yeah, I forgot I did his armor a lot differently too. should have kept on to that. I might add that. We'll see. But he's grown up. He's not this big egghead, round character. There's elements to him I really like, but he's not this character anymore. No, 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 no. For those of you who have never seen this art, this character has evolved. I don't know if it was for better or worse, but he's evolved. He's color, for one. And so I would love some input from the Peanut Gallery. Hey, Mermaster6, how you doing? Hi. Got somebody from Twitch hanging out over there. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. I appreciate it. So, one, this guy needs a name. Don't get attached to him. Not to ruin the book, but he is looking for a dragon's gold. And the artist is a jerk. I've met him. So this character needs a name. I'll let you guys put in what you think is the best kind of name. Two, I've changed the text, the way the text is being. There's a lot to this. Did I keep the backgrounds? Originally, I had the text in a big white outline, and I thought this would be a good way to make it pop off the page. But as I'm getting further and further into the different letters, and I'm only at H or I think it's I don't think that this is sustainable because the environment changes quite a bit. We're going into darker caves with lots of blues and greens. And I don't know if this is the best way to do it. And so what I did is I stripped it back to something a little more subtle. This way we can see more of the artwork through the letters. They still pop up off the page. I'm looking over at Streamlabs OBS, which is this big, and I can still make out these letters. They're very crisp. They're not overpowered by this white background. But as we move forward, let's go to our next letter. Next letter is going to be B, which is, I don't think this one needs a whole lot of work either. Wow, 4%, really? Let's fit this. B can use that white outline as well. We can see more of the map and see a little more what's going on. But as we get into the cave environment, I'm going to have to inverse my colors, which apparently I was still working on. Let's go ahead and fit this. And here I'm using a black instead of white. And I've inverted the letters to white instead of black. And here's where I'm like, I'm not sure if this was the best idea. I mean, this was the original. I think I deleted the one that makes this even brighter. And even with this, that doesn't really help that much. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I really like it when it's in this brighter, have this white. When we get into these darker areas, and so let's see, C, D, let's open up D. I believe it's also a dark environment. And yeah. Actually, I did D a lot differently because it's on a lighter background. So let's fit there. Let's lock everybody. So here's where we are here. And then E, open E. Then we go back to the dark letters again. No, this is white again. So I haven't gone around to tweaking everything, and I haven't gone through all of these yet. I like it too. I'm just a little... Maybe it's because I really like the white, that when it's black like this, I'm like, ooh, it's not gonna. But you know what? It may be me overthinking things, and that's fairly typical of me. So, all right. So the book is about our friend here who has no name. Like I said, don't get attached to him. I know how this ends. I think he does too. but he needs a name. And then I'm in here tweaking some of the art, and I think I need to tweak the aspect ratio. So one of the things I am going to do is I have Photoshop here, and I've got some pieces sitting over there that I need to scan in anyway. So let's go ahead and bring those in. So I'm going to go import my WIA, which I wonder what that stands for. I never really thought about it. I've been working with that for years, and I don't know what it stands for. And then I've got this already. I don't need a subfolder created. I really wish that wasn't a default. I'm going to figure out where to turn that off because it just fills up a hard drive. I'm going to start. Hewlett Packard, HP. Yep, that's what we're using. Hopefully it's awake. Never guaranteed. It's never guaranteed. I may have to go over there and go in a second. If this crashes out, we'll see. Give it a second, because everything's old here. And speaking of everything being old, and you would like to, oh look, it worked, to help fund new equipment or new coffee, you can buy me a cup of coffee at buymeacoffee.com/chainreaction, as seen in the ticker over there, as well as the description and on the main page. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do a preview scan just to see if everything's aligned over there. If you've not done this process, not everybody has access to a scanner. I thought it was more common, and I think it's more people don't have access to a piece of software. Well, hi, hello, pop in. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A lot of people don't have software that can take advantage of the scanners, what I think is the more common issue, because most printers these days have at least a flatbed scanner that will go up to legal size paper. To get anything bigger than that, that's when it starts costing a pretty penny. It's amazing as soon as you go, because you can get a nice little printer for a few $100s, especially if it's on sale. You can get a really nice one. What is this one? This one is an Epson. You get an Epson for like $300-400, which is inexpensive when you get one of the bigger ones with a nice scanner on top. But as soon as you decide, you know what, I need something bigger than legal, you just said a word, bigger, that costs at least $1,200. It's like, to get anything bigger than I think legal, or whatever the A number is, the first step for the A sizes, and I don't know all those sizes, it gets expensive. So be mindful that if you're just doing what I'm doing, you don't need that big expensive scanner. You just need something that will do what we just did, and we'll bring it into a piece of software that you're working with. In this case, this is Photoshop. This is CS 5.5, so this is the last version before they went to the cloud. I like this. I'm going to overscan because I got some of the goblin here, and we're going to go ahead and bring in this page. We're going to go ahead and do a full scan, and then I'm just going to tuck these away for a little bit later. But we're going to use Photoshop to kind of give me an idea of what the size of a let's go 8.5. A square 8.5 piece is going to look like. Tell me the pixels, and then I'll go into Animate, and we'll see what that does to our piece of art. So here is for initiative, which clearly our character has failed. It gets more interesting from here. So here's where I start. I start with some kind of sketch. Sometimes I can doodle in the computer, but for this project, because everything is so layered and I am trying to keep the characters consistent, it's easier to just do a really, really, really rough sketch, bring it in, and flesh it out in there using the elements that are from previous pieces of art. So the shapes, I chose very specific shapes for the goblins. They're not really represented very well here, except for the guy on the far left, who, as you can see, was based on a lima bean. And yes, that's how the character was drawn. Our hero is oblivious, and I like that. We're going to keep that, and we're going to move forward with it. But so here we are. I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. We're going to go image, adjustments, and we're just going to deal with the brightness contrast just a little bit. We're going to bring down the brightness. We're going to bring up the contrast just a little bit, just so I have more of those lines to work with and I can see where they are, because some people have really fine handwriting. Other people like me have the sloppiest handwriting in the world that makes doctors blush. My sketching skills, in my opinion, are the same. It's sloppy, but it communicates to me what I need to know. And that's an important thing. You don't have to be the world's greatest sketch artist to communicate your idea. You just need to be able to rough it out, get loose gestures. I had an artist, and I always quote him because I really loved this. We did a panel together at is it Leprechaun? Might have been Phoenix Comic Con, I don't remember. And he said, just draw a good line. And I thought that was so eloquent and beautiful. And it came from somebody who was far younger than me. And I went, what a wise, wonderful piece of wisdom to pass on to people who are just getting started. It was Leprechaun, thank you. Just draw a good line. And I thought, that's brilliant. So that's all you got to do is draw a good line, and then draw another line. Before you know it, you have a portrait. So anyway, gonna tweak this out. We're gonna file. We're gonna save this bad boy out. Let's see, it's just save as. See all these little subfolders. I could probably go back all the years and see all the stuff that I've done here, but here he is there. But we don't want him to be a BMP. We want him to be a PNG. Somebody taking a picture of themselves. And we're gonna go into our PC, and we're gonna go into our, where is it? Is it E? E. We're gonna go, nope, not live streams. We're gonna go to work folders. I can't remember where things are anymore. We're gonna go to stuff from home. Not stuff, but stuff from home. And then we're gonna find the ABCs of Adventure, and I should have some sketches in here. And clearly this one is I. Do we have an I already? Let's make sure I don't have an I already. H-I. Okay. So, there we go. Ta-da! There you go. We're going to do that one more time. Close this out. File, import. Start. Ote. We know it's awake. We saw it scan before. There we go. Now we're going to do a preview again. I would suggest doing a preview. That way you can check the alignment of your piece, see if it's where you need it on the bed. I mean, it's not rocket science. But if you follow just a little checklist, because I will screw things up in a heartbeat. So we're going to overscan just a little bit because I got some details outside the lines. We're going to go ahead and scan this. There we go. This will be for T, as for trip. Yes. That's foreshadowing right there. You see all that? See all that? I already told you what he was hunting. I think he found it. No, it's not going to end well. I'll tell you that right now. Alright, let's go ahead and tweak this. We're going to go image, make some adjustments, work on the brightness. We're going to drop the brightness down just a little bit. I'll bring up my contrast all the way. Just play around with that. There we go. And if I did cleaner lines, we could actually clean this up so that there was no gradations back here and the paper didn't, because I have a spiral that's lifting the paper up, and so it got a shadow in there. But if I had nice clean, we could actually literally take this in and turn it into ink lines. In fact, that's what Disney did back in the days. Ooh, it had been in the 70s, early 70s, late 60s. They teamed up with this brand new little company that had this really cool piece of office equipment. What were they called? They were just a fly-by-night company. Oh yeah, Xerox. And what they did is they would take the original animators' pencil sketches, because in the inking process it refines them, and they really liked the energy that these sketches gave to the animations. And so they just would Xerox onto the cellophane, or the plastic, and take that straight into ink, or into the paint. They didn't need ink. And that's where movies like Sword in the Stone and Robin Hood and that whole genre of animation, that period, the Aristocats, all of that beautiful animation was based on the rough sketches of the original keyframe animators, or yeah, post animators. I think the keyframe animators. The tweeners are the guys who drew everything in between the keyframes. So I could probably do that if I were to concentrate on my sketching skills. And so sketch all the time, guys. Don't stop. Always keep sketching. Sketch, sketch, sketch. Keep on sketching. Just keep sketching. Sketch, sketch, sketching. All right, file. We're going to save this as. We're going to save it as a PNG on the work folder for stuff from home. It has to be pronounced like that. I'm going to go to ABCs, put it into sketches, and then this was T. So this is, I think I've shown this to my diehard fans, all 4 of you. I kid. And I hope I haven't missed anybody's shout outs. I usually try to, but so far we're good. Now, what I was saying is I don't know what the aspect ratio, well, it's 8.5, 0.8.5, but I don't know what pixels that breaks down into. I work, unfortunately, Animate is not really made for print. The resolutions for publication in print format are ridiculously high. And this program, even though it's vector, has a limit. Now, Animate has a higher limit than Flash, which was what it was called before Adobe decided to get in there and make some changes. Thank God. But it still has a limit. So I work at 72 DPI. I can export at any DPI I need, and if I really have to, I can get close, bring it into Photoshop, and bring it the rest of the way. It's not a great way to do it. I try to work at a minimum of 300 DPI. 150 is me bare bonesing it when it comes to anything I'm going to print. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to go File, we're going to do New, and we're just going to do this. Well, I know you're not talking to me, but hi, love, how you doing? As I run from breathing karma. Oh, I thought it said, hey, hubby, not buddy. Sorry. Inadvertently flirting with my fans, apparently. Okay. I have this on a different screen so you can't see it, so I'm going to bring it back over here. So I've set my size in inches. Photoshop will let you set it. Columns, picas, points, metric, inches, and pixels. What I need to know is how many pixels this particular inch is going to convert into. So I'm going to be cheating. For some reason, Chantel, I thought you were talking to Breathing Karma through the chat. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm tired. So I have it set to inches here, and we're going to go, I think we said we're going to do 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches square. Not that I need to put that in twice, but we're going to. And we're going to say, "Ote." And that gives me this box. And it's a box. I'm not sure I'm going to be happy with this format. And now I'm going to go Image, Size, And we're going to say, oh, that turns into 2,975 pixels. So now 2975. Okay. We're going to come over to here. We're going to go File, New. Actually, let's close out everything but. No, let's not save any of these, and I don't need the original. And we're going to save that one, and we're going to go New. Oh, well, before we do that, let's open up the template that I created, because we're going to borrow from it as well. Or not. Alright. It's not the template I thought it was going to be. What am I... Do I not have layers? Alright. This is not the template you were looking for. So, fine. Be that way. See if I care. No, go away. So we're going to just create a new one. We're going to go File, New, and no, it's going to be 2975 by 2975. I'm not excited about this format, to be honest. I like this 9 by 6 a lot better, but we're going to look at it. Now, I forgot that Animate will let you put in inches. So that was a useless exercise. 8.5 by 8.5. All right, let's create this very unexciting box. This can't be right. I mean, I know I kind of want to give it that children's book feel, you know, the old, I was thinking more of the Golden Book feel, not the everybody poops feel, with the big cardboard pages 5 feet thick that you could throw across the room and take out a bird. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I can try to put the artwork into this, but I'm not feeling it. So let's see. We're going to lose a lot because we're going to have to squeeze the text in there. So let's say we're just going to cut, because this is 9. Well, it's 9 by 6, so we're going to gain some verticality. I think there are some options. I don't think those are the only options. It was just that particular publisher that I reached out to, and honestly, it was their marketing people. And I have a friend who uses that particular company, and he's not restricted to that size. By the way, if you guys haven't read any of Travis Hansen's Life of the Party, it's very similar to what I do, but he does it well. He's an amazing artist, and he deserves your accolades, by the way. He's an inspiration and a friend to me, and he's on Facebook. He has several books available on Amazon through this particular publisher that I'm talking about. And he is definitely somebody, yeah, I love his Bean books. I love Life of the Party, which he publishes on a variety of web platforms. You should really check him out. He is inspirational for those of you who are wanting to do this kind of stuff. All right. This is what this live stream's about. Is going through the process and showing those processes. So I have this format that I'm not 100% sure about, but to be honest, if I really wanted to, I could probably force the size. I mean, it's just paper cutting, and I know they have standard sizes, and so I think it behooves me to look into some other publication options to see, or even with that same publisher. And by the way, those of you who are interested, it is the I think it's Amazon Kindle publications or something to that effect. They're interesting, and I was excited. They had some very interesting models, but it's not free. I'll tell you that right now. And so that's why I'm investigating very carefully my size choices, because if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I want to make sure I'm getting a product that people feel good about in their hand. And I've seen Travis's books, and they feel good, but that was from a previous publisher. I have not had a chance to go through his Life of the Party stuff, which he's published through them. So what we're going to do now that we've hit our first roadblock, do I go ahead and take the artwork that I have, because you saw me open up a bunch of those letters and they need tweaking and love, clean them up. I've kind of pushed this guy. I love the way the light's coming through his cloak right here, and the little details I'm starting to add, and there's still more I want to do with this piece. Do I start a new letter, or do we try to stuff this into that new format? Talk amongst yourselves. I'll leave the art up so you can go, how am I going to squish that to a square, right? Oh, good coffee, and hot too. Like I said, if you get that reference, thank you so much for staying up and getting this far into the video. New letter, in your opinion. All right, we have a vote for a new letter, which would be I in this case. Anyone else? Bueller? 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 I hear you guys breathing. I know you're out there. The letter is needed where who publishes is flexible. I agree. I think if I came in and said, here's this, it's in this format, they'll figure it out. Honestly, they'll figure it out. They may ask me for the art without the text, so that I can push it around and then put the text in themselves. So there is a process here, and we will figure it out. I kind of am leaning towards a new letter. I originally was just going to say, hey, let's just tweak what we have, but really we need to push this pig forward a little bit to get some momentum going, and then we can go back and tweak and make sure everything is consistent, which is my biggest concern. Anyone else against doing a new letter? I'm leaving it to chat. I'm just sitting here in this piece of software, just hanging out. You guys like this? This is kind of fun for me. I'm going to make some assumptions, and we're going to go ahead. I think I started, but I didn't like where it was going, so I like the do it. All right, that's all I needed. It's like 2. I needed 2. We're good. All right, open. And then I sort of started, but I wasn't happy with it. So this character here was just a reference when I drew this character. I'm like, eh. So what we're going to do, we'll keep all the layer names because that's important, but we're gonna get rid of anything that's on here. So we actually get rid of that. Gobo leader, Gobo 1, Gobo. Let's see, background. Oh, okay, so that's all that just laid out so I know where it is. And this should have its own, yeah, that's an overlay over there. This should have its own inner mask, which is what we're more interested in. Yep. So the rest of this we can lock down. This is the template. There's the template for a 9x6. See, I got an actual template from somebody. So this tells me Because see, he may have been thinking about an 8.5 by 5 by 5. He just said 8.5 by 8.5. I think then this template is roughly an 8.5. I just stretched it up too. I think, and I know I'm doing a bad thing by going into the bleed, but again, they'll fix it. This is the format for me. So we're going to do this format. We're going to hide the template again. This is text, which we can't see because it's black right now on a black background. Not helpful. But we're going to go down here. We're going to go ahead and hide all this stuff for the moment because we don't need it. There we go. And then, what's this? What is that? Let's grab it. Oh, okay, it's that. So we can just hide that, and then we have the inner mask, which should have shown up by now. Why has not shown up? Whenever I have a mask, it usually, oh, that's why it's doing its job. Got it. Okay. It's when I break this. Okay. Now I remember where I'm at. It's been a while since I've been in here. So the text template. Yeah, we don't. I'm going to get rid of this because I think we're in agreement. We like the way it is. And I'm not going to do my thing to this just yet because I might have to mess around with how wide it is versus how tall it is just to make it work with the piece of art. So we have this going on. Now we're going to go, that's background. Oh, it's a cover of some kind. Page background. All right, then what's this? All right, figure it out. Oh, this is like the background. Got it. For what we're going to do, we're going to insert a layer, and then we're going to go over, remember that first scan we took, we're going to bring that in and import it to the stage. Hopefully it'll be like huge. Here's some textures from pumpkins I was playing around with. Let's go back to stuff from home. Wasn't I cute as a kid? Whoa. And let's go to ABCs, sketches, and then we're going to do eye. I kind of like this camera angle better than the one I was originally going. Originally, I was trying to keep everything going from left to right, but that was getting boring because that beat was getting used and used and used and used. So now we've switched the camera so it's coming this way. And hopefully this will break the beat up a little bit. We're going to go find this corner over here and see if this makes my life easier. Sort of, but I also want to make sure it's square when I do this. So the reason I'm doing it from the bottom like this is that it's already snapped the upper left-hand corner, which in 2D art is 0, 0, 0. So coordinates are in pixels, and this would be the 0, 0 pixel in this upper left-hand corner, and then you count the number of pixels out and then the number of pixels down from left. At least that's the way it used to be. And since we're going to do him like this, kind of nudge him around a little bit. Zero to the edge of that, and then let's see what happens when I do this. That gives me a little more, oops, yeah, a little more to work with there. Oink, oink. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is why I overdraw a little bit, just so I know what's going on. So, as you can see, our lettering is in the way, which is good to know. So H, let's go look at H. I also don't know, I'm probably going to have to play with where the pages are in the book and not knowing the page order other than the ABCs, just knowing if it's going to be on right or left of the page. I'm assuming and starting out with text on the left-hand side, and I assume that translates into it being on that side, but they may put that on the right-hand side on the first page or so, and that text may have to live somewhere else. We'll see. I'm trying to do this so that it doesn't have to be moved around, but things to consider. So I want to open up H. First, let's do this file. Let's save I. Let's open up H just to see where I put the text, because I don't remember honestly, and I don't know if I was overly finished with H. So this could be, oh, nope, okay. So I have H down here. Where is it? Down here. And if I put another set of text down here, that might be a bit confusing. Let's open up G just to make sure I'm being consistent. Let's open G. That is not what I asked for. Maybe it was. Open, there we go. G. Let's see if G's text is in this. Yeah. So, and I haven't gotten around to messing with this. We have G, and then we have H, and then we have I here, but I have drawn I in such a way. Which hand is his? Okay, so he has the torch in his right hand, which when we flip it around will be on the left, so I can't just flip the picture. Well, I could, but let's see what happens when I do that. Modify, transform, horizontal. Yeah, that looks like ass. By the way, if you're drawing digitally, flip your artwork, because you can see how his head looks really wampus in this form, because it is. We'll fix that in post. Alright, so I will draw these characters in place, but I'm going to have to move things around, which is why I overdraw and make things digital and work in layers, because the sketch is a great place to start, but it's not where everything needs to be. So we are going to fix that. Okay, let's call this layer ref. And this is how I work every day when I'm doing art. Is this little bit of, I've got this idea, roadblock. Okay, let's try this idea, roadblock. All right, let's put those two ideas together. Okay, that works. Moving on. And eventually I get a piece of art at the end. If I was a stronger sketch artist and would work on a project from beginning to end, that might have not happened. But there was a huge hiatus between the time I started this project to the time I did this sketch, and there was another hiatus between this sketch and now. I'm paying for my lack of planning. But that's okay. I have coffee. Life is good. Okay, we are not getting very far today, are we? We're already an hour in and we're just like, and a sketch. Ta-da! Alright. I'm going to go up here and we're going to turn off the sketch. We are going to go to the hero layer. I'm going to lock everything but that one. That way I kind of see what's going on here. So we're going to definitely move him over. We need the text on the left and in the upper corner to be opposite, because I'm trying to do text, 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 just so there's some variety. And with all my characters, we're going to start with the nose. So we're going to get out this ugly green. We're going to hide the fill. We're going to start with a circle, because why not? And get a nose in there. Now that's not his nose shape, as we can tell from here. He's got a, well, actually it is fairly round here. I thought I gave it some more shape. I just closed the thing I wanted to look at. I'm batting 1,000. Let's open. Let's open F, because he's afraid in F. You guys haven't seen this. This is how I know how it ends, by the way. He knows how it ends, too. Just saying. But, you know, while we're here, real quick, is this the bubble? Let's go ahead and get rid of the bubble. Actually, we'll just hide the bubble for now. That's a lot of text. Let's grab the text. We're going to turn it into a symbol. Fortunately, it has a unique name. It's called F. Because it is. It's F. I'm going to give it an effect. It's going to be a glow effect. And I'm going to use black, so that way we can outline it. I think I have it at 237, at 3, and then I think it's at high. And that may or may not pop. Let's see, let's do this at full size. Ink. I'll have to play around with it. We'll save that. File. Save. And I did. I flattened the top of his nose here. Not that you can really tell in A. So I might be able to get away with... See, I haven't drawn him in a while. This is why I have to do this research on camera. So I did give it kind of an ink here. So we'll do something similar. Get in here. And now all I'm doing is tracing, like a kindergartner. Tracing my own work. Kind of like that line. I'm choosing, you know, there's a bunch of lines here. I'm kind of choosing the lines I like. And then I'm going to basically divide and then drag this up so it changes the angle just a little bit. So we get a different shape than my typical character noses. But now that I have a nose, the nose, did that snap? I thought it snapped. Yep, that one snapped. That one snapped. Okay. No, for some reason it didn't. What happens if I smooth this? Probably something I don't want to happen. Yep. What happens if I do this? Yeah, I didn't want that to happen either. Okay. So now we're going to call this... By the way, he still has no name. I know he's only around for 23 pages, but still, he needs a name. All right, so we're going to go and call him Hero. And we're going to give him a unique... Ooh, too many R's. Going to give him F Hero, because unintentionally, because he's not F, he's the letter I. I'll say H-I, yep. I Hero. I Hero. I am Weasel. I love Michael Dorn. All right, so Simon, Brian, Bernard. Kind of like Bernard. He's not old enough to be a Bernard. Bernard. Well, Bernard, I'm going to put a pin in Bernard. I kind of like Bernard. We'll see what everyone else comes up with. So now, bink. I'm going to go into here and we will make the rest of the hero. So this is his nose. And my process is fairly simple. I do the most work in layers when it comes to the head, because it gives me a chance to play around with the expressions, and if I have to reuse pieces, I can pull them out and use them elsewhere. The bodies tend to be drawn like this one, where there's not a lot to them. We will overdraw him, but more than likely what I'll do is I'll end up borrowing from an earlier page, an earlier sketch, just to put these in here because I don't have to put in that kind of detail because he doesn't exist below the line of this page. But I need enough to be able to move and position him. So, speaking of this, did I give him a unique head shape? Well, why, yes I did. And how did that translate to a profile? That's the back of a skull. That's not translating well. Alright, so we've got a nice bean shape. Much more pronounced here. I might have to go back and tweak. And this is one of the things I need to do. Is I'm really happy with the overall of this, but this doesn't show that shape that much. So I might have to bring this jaw out just a little bit to get more of that bean in there. But for the most part, this works. Or I can go convert this guy to have a little bit more round by bringing this jaw out a little bit. But you know, this works for now. It's me fussing over rivets is what this is. But for a straight on shot, really doesn't matter that much. So let's play with some concepts here. I'm going to insert a layer, and of course it's going to be behind the nose because it's everything else. We're going to call this the head. And we're going to play around with the head just a little bit. We're going to change our color, and I'm going to go to a circle. Just kind of rough out the cranium. Get that in there. See, he is really lopsided. really lopsided, but we'll get him in here. Center him up a little bit better. And then I'm going to take another circle, a little bit smaller, because he does have that bean. Oop, that is not what I wanted. Boy, that was funky. Welcome to vectors. Up just a little bit. Geometry at its best. Yes. I'm going to change the color of this circle in case I need to manipulate it separately. And just kind of get it because I drew him really canny-wampus. But I want to get him in here, get a nice. Trying to line up the eyes a little bit on, and line everything up on that nose. The nose is the most important piece of my characters. It's just, you know, these big tomatoes sitting out there normally. So that makes them really important. So now that we've got, I'm going to use yet another color just in case I don't like what it is. I'm going to go from here to here. Nope, see, I didn't like that. Go from here, here. Actually, you know what? I was a smart man and I'm not. Divide that. Not going to be helpful, is it? I was hoping it would be, but no. Off to meetings. Can't wait to finish watching later. Have a great rest of the stream. Why, thank you very much, Lori. And did you like your surprise on the other screen? Or did you see it? Let's see. It's about as good as it gets. All right. So we're going to erase all of this. Good. All right. adjustments here. I think this is good. We're going to turn this all into a single line. Snap this over here. Ooh, it's not snapped together. That's not good. Why do you not stuck together? See, we're going to give that line its own layer because I think I'm going to need that later. Lock that. Lock the nose. Okay, why is the... I'm going to hide this now. See, I don't like the point. Even though I'm going to put this bowl of hair on him, I kind of want to get the everything right. And if I remember correctly, he has a little bit of a chin on him. That's his lip. Maybe not. All right. But I do want to make this, yeah, like that. Be that way. Something's not snapped. That's okay. We'll just do this now. It lives here. Here we go. Let's add that little bit of irk back. Just a little bit. You know what? I knew I was going to need that. That's why I saved it. Oops, wrong thing. That, Control C, come down here to the head, let's go ahead and hide that again, paste in place. See, this side of the head's betrayed me, so we're going to get rid of it. Ha-ha, this side of the head has behaved itself, and it gets to survive. Okay, modify, transform, whoop, and let's move that bad boy into place. There we go. This again because we have it saved on another layer. Now I can start making those adjustments, I believe. I should be doing this universally. Why is it not doing this? Do I have to do it this way? Nope. Is it this way? Trying to. There it is. That's what I want. Just a little bit. And then we need to recenter him based on the nose, I believe. Yeah, not quite centered, but centered enough. All right. Head. I swear, these characters are getting wilder and wilder. We're going to save, because I'm happy with that head. And let's... I like this ear over this ear. Boy, that ear is way up there. Really? Yeah, that much higher. But I'm going to put it down. Let's see. Yep. I'm going to... See? Just look. Ears are above the eyes. Right here. And I'm trying to put an ear down here. So we're going to use this ear as the basis of the ears. And do I want to make the ear modular? Why not? We're doing everything else. If we like, we can make it part of the head later. But for now, we're going to say ear. And we're just going to take a circle. Works, and we're going to so this, and yes. Doesn't like being an egg, but it will be an egg. No, I just keep fixing that over and over. Okay, fine. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's go ahead and change the color on this one, just so we can keep track of what it is we're doing. That's a good color. And we're going to... Actually, let's not do that just yet. Let's make some changes. There we go. Now we can do that. What do you think? We have ear. And if we don't like it, we can do it again. Now we have the ability to make his ears stick out as much as we want. You see what I mean? I think they would have been too low. As is, I think they're still a little high. But we'll do that. Make me feel better. Alright, so now we have ears. We have a head. We have a nose. Guess we need to do a face, some eyes, and then that bowl of a haircut. And then we'll position the character where we need it. So we'll lock those ears in place because, you know, ears. I'm going to work on the eyes next. He's scowling. Makes it a little bit easier. And we're going to put the eyes in front of the head but behind the nose because, you know, nose. Insert a layer called eyes. We're going to have a separate layer for pupils, which may have a mask and some other things, so I can mess with where the pupils are and get the right expression. And I'm always drawing as if I'm going to animate stuff, so it's kind of a holdover. So we're going to make, oops, not the nose. We're going to make this go away for the moment. And we're going to go down here to this eyes layer. Let's make everything locked about it. Well, let's use that lovely purple we had earlier. And let's play around with this. Grr. Grumpy. Alright, we'll just play around with this for a little bit. Stick some eyes in here. Grr. Eventually we'll get rid of that. Actually, let's put it back just for now. Alright, so this will be our eyes. Let's put the eyebrows in on another layer. I go into ad nauseum about this, but I hate the word eyebrows when it comes to typing it. I don't know why. Eyebrows doesn't bother me. The word doesn't bother me. Typing it, for some reason, is the weirdest thing. It bothers me. And, oh, there's the insert. I was like, where's the insert layer? freaking up like that. I don't know why. It just upsets me. No rhyme, no reason, just does. Alright, so that's pretty stern, but I'm not liking it. Let's get rid of this one. Let's copy this one. And then play around with them a little bit. There we go. How you guys holding up out there? We are about halfway into the second hour. Haven't made a whole lot of progress, but enough. Okay, so now I am going to take this obnoxious color here, and I'm going to fill in the eyes. We're going to block the eyebrows. So we're going to go down here to the eyes, and actually be on the eyes and turn this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a mask. That's why I needed that little piece in between there so I could fill this. And then we're going to remove this because this is obnoxious. Control Z. Get rid of it. And then we're going to go up here. We're going to go insert a layer. And we're going to call this the eye mask. And we're going to paste that in place. And we're going to go insert a layer, pupils, probably still not spelled right, but then we're going to say make this an actual mask. Of course it goes away until I do this, and then we have this green outline because I used the green line. Good job. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mermaster 6. How are you guys doing? Enjoying this so far? I hope so. Now I'm going to come here to the pupil. We're going to choose, we'll just choose black. Take a circle. Not what I had in mind, but hey, here we go. Ink. That's how he looks on the art. There we go. Let's put it there. Let's go. Looking angry at us. And then we're going to copy that over here. And then we will do that. Now I can go over to the eyes and get rid of that line right there. Of course, this will be white back here. All right. Kind of simple characters. Just takes me forever to draw them. I'm going to do the mouth, which again is also going to be in front of the head, but under the eyes, just because. Fortunately, it has an easy mouth to draw. It's just a. So let's see. And lock everything but said mouth. And we will choose yet another color just to be obnoxious. Let's do an orange, close to the red. And let's give him Mr. Grumpy Pants frown here. And I believe this was a shadow for his lip, which this line will go away, but the shadow will stay. I'm going to turn snapping off for this. So I just get that in there where I want it. A little line right there. Actually, let's not do that. Let's put a little line right here and then kind of go Okay. It's a little wider jawed than I think I want him, but you know what? He looks okay. So, bowl haircut time. Let's look at some of the other references. That doesn't help. Okay, so it's above the ears, which are a little low in this one, but works. So it's above the ears, which is what I need to remember. My ears are here, so his bowl haircut's going to go up and over here. So it doesn't matter on its layer, so it can be on the top layer, which is why I was trying to figure out where it needed to be. We're going to go hair. Lock everything but that. And let's do a yellow. For some reason I always do hair in yellow when I'm mocking it up like this. I have no idea why. There's no reason for it. I just yellow. I don't have hair. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's a blonde in real life. Who knows? Oh, that was a bad choice of color. I can't see that. How about you? Let's do that instead. But we do need to see this. Oops. Zoom. Oops. Wrong one. Hello. Hair. Thank you. And pretty bang on for center. All right, and then we are going to take and go from ear to ear. Bring it up just a little bit. Give him that bowl cut he deserves. Maybe not as much. I do kind of like the rakishness of it in the sketch. Let's see, let's fix this first. I'm not happy with that. Let's delete that. What is going on here? Go away. All right, let's try that again. Let's turn on our snap tools again because we forgot to. That would be very useful. Okay, we're going to go right across the top of the ear. And we're going to take that line up one. My mouse has decided to slow down. And up. His eyes do not feel centered. So we're going to take that whole contraption. Let's see, that's hair. We're going to take, open this, open this, open this. And then grab this. Let's just a little bit more. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect centered, but it will help. Okay. Back to what we were doing, which was making a mess. All right. I think there's some weirdness going on here. Same over here. Really like those ears. Alrighty. I think we're good there. And then he has from here to here a cut in the hair. Or a part something. So we're going to replicate that just a little bit. Get that in there. That. And then I have a similar one here, but it's drawn a little bit different. There we go. And then we'll just here. Oops. Apparently, that's not going to be working. There we are. Dang. Alright. Now I can start messing with it, getting the proportions the way I like it. Let's just rough fill him right now to see what he looks like, shall we? Gonna use this for the face and head, so we're gonna go. Aye, they are a wee bit menacing. How are you doing, Ashley? They're goblins. They're designed to be menacing no matter what, because, you know, they're bloody goblins. And they're going to be doing bad things to our hero, who has no name. We have a vote for Bernard, but at this point, let's see, let's make sure I got the nose. I don't think the nose got filled. Got the ears. We know the eyes. Actually, we're going to borrow the eye mask a little bit. Let's say doop, doop, doop. There it is. Borrow this. Control C. Now we're going to lock it back down. We're going to go to the eyes themselves. We're going to go paste in place, but we're going to turn it white. Because, you know, eyes. And then we know the hair is black, although there's this big shiny spot in there. We're just going to give it blackness so we can kind of see what he looks like. Okay. Dink, and then, okay, dink. And he's got a lot of work. I'm not overly happy, whoops, with that. Alright, gonna be like that, huh? Alright, play your game. Eyebrows. They're mad because they're not on the very top. Usually eyebrows, when I do eyebrows, they're on top of everything. I think they're mad right now because they're not on top. Okay, did I steal my mask? Oh, it's hidden. Got it. Alrighty, and then let's hide the center line. Well, it's a start, but it's not the character. It's been a while since I've drawn this character, but it's a start. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to elongate his face. I'm going to narrow his chin a little bit. For the name, what about Harold the Heroic? Cheesy but cute. Okay, I like that. So Bernard and Harold are our two. Harold the Hero. Harold the Heroic. Harold, who's about to be dragon kibbled. So, all right. So let's start. First, we're going to file save. So we're going to take this head shape and we're going to play around with it a little bit. I'm not overly happy with it, but this is also one of the reasons why I do things in layers. So I think. Badly when I do that, so we're gonna give him a chin. Apparently, that's not what's gonna happen here. There we go. You know what? Let's switch this to the sub-selection tool. Give me something to play with here. Whoop. Back to what we were doing. See, I don't like these. That's not a good look. Let's turn that snap off so I can get here and move things all willy-nilly. back to the original selection tool. Let's grab that little section here. There we go. Let's just drag this down. Till I get something I like. Looks like a Winslow. Well, I have a Winslow character. Well, he could be a Winslow. I like that. Did I just screw it up? You know what? That mistake, I think, fixed it. All right. I think his mouth's a little high, but he's concentrating. Yeah, there we go. This silly little mistakes. I love it. That fixed everything. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get that ear over here. Oops. Rufus the Ruffian. Oi, I've already got a character called Rufus, and you can watch him on Pantsless Pirates Gaming. When we do our WoW runs, he's the best gnome there is. He's the trouble gnome, unlike that shady murder gnome. By the way, the murder gnome is our healer. Right? That's why you don't piss off the healer. But Rufus is always a good name. I have a couple of characters named Rufus get into trouble. I'm leaning towards Bernard or Harold or even Winslow, but Rufus is taken, unfortunately, and this character is anything but a ruffian. Think first level character, but not. Hamlin? Hamlin? Is it Ham or Haim? Hamlin. That's a unique little name. Might have to put up a pole. And I don't mean out in the front yard. Alright. Got, I think, the head shape fixed. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's now fixed. Tuck that ear in a little bit more. So this cut in the hair is not right. Oops. So we're going to fix that. So let's get rid of the fill. And let's... There we go. Get rid of this one. So this is, well, let's get rid of that too. And doesn't matter, we're just gonna play this one by ear. Let's get it in there, looking good. Alright, and oh, we don't ever snaps on again. Man, I wish there was just a, I'm sure there is, just a hotkey to do that. Go from here to here. There. I'm gonna leave it like that, and I think that's okay. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take this line right here, and I'm going to put it behind the head so that I can do the hair that goes back. Yeah, well, yeah, he has the, well, and since the computer fixed it, he really does have that egghead haircut, because he's an egghead, and he was based on Egghead from Warner Brothers from the 1930s. Egghead eventually turned into Elmer Fudd over time. And then they became two separate characters at some point. But yeah, I'm doing kind of my homage to Egghead here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy this, I'm going to create a layer all the way down below everything. And I'm going to call it back hair. That way, when the line cuts back, there's something to work with. We won't see a lot of it. We won't need all of this, but it will be helpful because when I overdraw, I know I have what I need. So back here. And then we're going to make it a different color. We'll make it some obnoxious blue. Paste in place. We're going to hide everything but it. Turn it into that obnoxious blue. And then hide everybody. then we are going to lock everything but the back hair. Did I say back hair? Almost like I'm saying butt hair. Back hair. Then we're going to curve that down so it goes behind the ears just a little bit. It's not much, and it could have been done very simply, but like I have where the hair shows through the skull right here, probably don't want that. I'm probably going to end up moving this just simply because that's not going to work for me, because I don't want to show the skull. But if I were to have that, then I have this darker color back behind here that kind of helps sell the fact that this is a bowl shape. And in fact, right now, it's what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that little snippet of hair. Just has to move a little bit. So what we'll do is we don't want to destroy the shape, not that it matters. We'll put it there, and then we'll put that. Oops. We locked? Yes, we are. We'll put that there. And only your barber will know. All right, there we go. I think that's better. I think I need to clean up this just a little bit. To there. All right, let's see if this is going to work. I need to put the white. Actually, let's do that now. Let's go ahead and lock everything down. Hide everything but the hair. I'm trying to remember how I was drawing this. It's kind of like the Coca-Cola symbol. So let's go ahead and do another layer just for us to work on. And we're going to whip out an actual drawing device. And we're going to try to ride the wave. We get one line in. I want it narrow. Make sure that's connected now. So I'm going to snap that to that. That's going to go to that. Okay, and those are all in place. So now, whoops. We're going to smooth this a little bit, because when you use the pen, it gets a little janky. All right, cool. Now we're going to copy that, get rid of it. We don't need this layer anymore. We're going to come down to the hair. We're going to paste that in place. Oops. And this is the line. Oops. For the highlights of his hair. Ah, not that one. I want that little bitty one right there. There we go. You know what you should do, Sam, and I know you've thought about it. You need to, I was just thinking, anyone who's played Minecraft knows the tediousness of trying to get that little bitty one. Oh, you like Ashley's suggestion for Hamish for his first name, perhaps Dietrich for a Latin. Did I miss that? Oh, Hamish. Ooh, Hamish. Put the two of them together. Ooh, okay. Hamish. Hamish. Hang on. Let's do this. Let's get the black in there. I don't know what's going on here. So we'll do that. Aha. Then we'll do a lighter gray for now. All right, let's take a look here. Died rich, we know how. Well, yeah, I guess he would have died rich. So, is that Hamish? Is that a Hamish to you? Hamish D-Rich. Never gonna get his name. You'll never, other than, you know, condolences to the D-Rich family. Our condolences for their loss. Hamish. What do you guys think? Hamish? I know two of you are going to say yes. All right. A lot of traction on Hamish. Still got a lot of work on his frontal. Yeah, he's just too round. Just. That's the ankle, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Back to the head. Of course, I'm going to save before I do anything stupid. Now that all the elements are here, and actually I can now remove this real quick. There we go. I figure out what's going on here. Yeah, see, going from this face to this face, a little stark to me. Would it be possible to indent the lower jaw and chin? Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Not as happy with this, so I mean, I can just grab his jawline here and go, "Rah, look behind the curtain." Anyway, we don't have anything that severe. And I've saved it so I can do all kinds of crazy things with it. Oops. Problem is, I need both pieces. We need that outline. I don't want to give him too square of a jaw. Oh, something went weird. Fine. Doesn't want me to do that. Oh, gonna do it anyway. Okay, fine.
Screw you, hippie. I'll fix you manually.
There we go. Apparently that's the computer saying, quit messing with me. But we're not done. But wait, there's more. I really need you. Now we know why we put it in the back hair. Just need a little rounder right there. Alright, you know what? I think that will work. I just gives him some cheekbones and not. I don't like this. I'll get rid of it. Wow. Okay, fine, be that way. He's got cheekbones now. You like that? That ear is still not where it belongs. Oh, that ear. That ear, that ear, that ear. Oh, I'm out here now. Whoa! Yeah, this is where I wanted the ears originally. That's not horrible. Just above the eyes. That puts them centered. Why is that centered? That is not centered. Oops, wanted them down. Right about there. center is not really center anymore. Just did, but lower the face and give him a chin. Problem is we're dealing with a bean, so I'm a little concerned about this round right here. I need this line, then this something to this effect, but I think it's this line right here, this straight and then a round is what I'm really wanting ultimately, and I'm trying to get it out of this. Here he looks a little too heroic. But that's okay because we have room to do things. So for example, if I hide this layer here, the head layer, wow, that's disturbing. And let's hide the reference layer. Oh, I can't because it's in there. I can make another head layer, and I can play around with using an obnoxious pink. I can play around with, let's see if this is going to work. May not. That's why I didn't delete the other layer. But if I come down, then this will be around. That'll be around. And then I can pull this out, narrow that. Maybe just, okay, let's turn this off because this is giving me fits working in here. Modify this to flip it just to see what we have here. Oops. Those off again? Yes, they are. Alright, now that's a different shape. Let's hide everything but this shape so I can get the round. Ooh, bye. And then let's put a circle in here. Just for the top of the head. Quite doing what I want it to do. So we'll do this.
Fine. Do this then. Haha.
Sort of kind of what I want. No. What? No. Okay, fine. It's fighting with me. That's okay. It's allowed. I don't know why that's being weird. We got it now. There we go. So that's a little more bean. Just a little bit more. Drag this down. And let's fill that with a gray that we've been using for the skin, just to see how we feel about this. So let's unhide everything but that head. Oh, it's wrong gray. Definitely, and see, now I'm glad I did this, but now I definitely need to bring those ears up just a little bit. I think that looks better. I think it looks more like the original drawing anyway. I am going to have to bring these ears in quite a bit though. There we go. Could there be a more subtle jawline going down the chin? thinner down here. Think that would match this initial picture? Some of this is the back here, which we're not seeing. We're seeing it from front on, so we could try that too. Well, see, I still have the original head, so I'm going to save this, and we will take this, do this. Bring this down just a little bit. We're all learning to redraw this character apparently today. Alright, now let's do something that's unifying. This generally helps. Okay, we're going to lock that. We're going to unlock everything for the most part. And we're just going to grab literally everything. And we're going to go ahead and give it a black outline. I find that to be a very nice unifying whenever I'm trying to decide something. I think that's definitely getting there. Although I'm seeing some problems with the program, but that's all right. We will fix. So not this, but this. And all right. Yes, no, maybe, sideways. Let's give his pupils some color. There we go. I think it's good enough for this angle. We may massage it. I will be working with this off screen. So I will hopefully, by the time we come back, either be working on another letter, or we'll be working on the goblins in the backgrounds just for this one, because it takes quite a bit of effort to get a good page. So here is the current head. There's the square-jawed one. I think I prefer this one. What do you guys think? I like the squinting effect. Arr. And you can actually see the two of them overlaid. So that's the difference between the two. And I think I like the black outline versus the red outline more. At least it has a little more character, excuse the pun. So I'm going to go ahead and file, save. And we'll hide that one again in case we want it. We'll know when we come back. But this is where we are. All that for a head. We didn't even get that far. So for speaking of the squinting, one more little detail about eyebrows. he's concentrating. There we go. So that's where we are there. Let's go do a real quick and dirty here. Oof, oof. Nope, unlock. Oh, there's a lot going on here. Hang on. What are you? B. Hide. That's what we want. Let's come back over here to I. We've got a torch on this side, so we're going to, okay. Torch on that side. And then, if I remember correctly, that color. Zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Oops. Oop, bye. Let's see if we can get the rest of this here. Go you. Real quick color pass here. Just see how things work. Where's the eyes?
Eyes.
Okay. We'll fix that. It's easier to fix it than one than it is to fix all of that. Let's do that. I said eyes. Irk. There we go. Mouth is in here somewhere. Then we'll get a darker color in his ears. That should be one right here to be exact. Wink. And eye. And whoops. Let's get rid of the head and that line. All right. Harold. Harold? What did we say he was going to be? He was going to be. That's better not around. I'm catching up. Possible there could be a more subtle jawline, ooh, thins. I like the squinty face. Apparently I'm caught up. I just didn't realize it. And we are calling him Hamlin. Hamlin. Is this a Hamlin to you guys? Hamlin's very focused right now. What do you guys think about Hamlin? Let me grab that hair color off of here. I'm just going a couple of minutes more because I can. See, is that? Yes, I can get that. Cool. Irk. Eek. Yeah, let's get the hair. Oop. Oh, hair. All the way at the top. Roop. Zeek. Okay. So we got our torch right there. Alright. He comes together really fast, doesn't he? Once you get everything laid out, you're like, there he is. I'm always impressed with how fast the heads come together once you get it all laid out. Alright. Hamish. Hamish the heroic. Hamish the foolish. Hamish dragging kibble. Or is he? Alright, I think I like that. And I think I like it enough to get rid of the other head shape. So we're going to make this go away. We're going to call this head. I like that a lot better. It definitely fits. Especially when you see those shoulders in there. Definitely fits. Once we get him drawn, I'm going to be moving him off to the side so I can maneuver, make room for the text. And I may be maneuvering those two background goblins out of the way, but the main goblin right behind him is going to stay there. Do I have any? Hamish. Yeah, I think this looks like a good Hamish. Might make his hair a little larger. Let's see. Let's grab, select everything except for the hair in the front. And now we gotta remember we have hair in the back. And then we can scale it off to this point right here because I just want it a little bigger. Not a lot. There we go. Ooh, that did weird things to my colors. What is going on here? Have I hit a limit to what my computer can tolerate today? No, he does not have a helmet. That's why he's foolish, as you can see. This is him, fully armored, kitted up. Remember me saying, like a first level character, but not? Hamish is actually in a book called How to Slay a Dragon and Other Stupid Ideas. So, he will probably appear again as a ghost or as a force character, a force ghost hero telling others how not to do these things. It's kind of like don't go out. Let's see here, file. Open. I want to see who the old people are in this stream here real fast. Because there's some place you shouldn't go at night. Well, actually, the book is called The ABCs of Adventure. How to Slay a Dragon and Other Stupid Ideas. Oh, that it could be. Maybe. The ABCs of How to Slay a Dragon and Other Stupid Ideas. Problem is I don't have any other ideas. I just have the one stupid idea. But, yeah, only the old people will get the very not so subtle reference there next to B. It's not correct, but it's a nod. Because you don't want to go there at night. There are things out there in the middle of the woods that make a grown man die of fright. There are things that crawl, and there are things that fly, and there are things that creep on the ground. You know, stuff like that. Anyway. You know you want to do it. I'm pretty sure you can give. Yes, and that's why it should be a much larger format than just the ABCs. Because you only have 26 pages there, and I filled them up. So, all right. We're going to take our eye. We're going to, I want to make that hair larger, but apparently the computer has decided it's going to give me an aneurysm. So also let's get rid of the center line. Let's go away. Don't need that. So now it's personal. I'm going to grab this. Blah. It's personal hair. We're going to fix you. Let's see what happens when I do this again. Alright. I just needed a... We all saw that, right? Okay. Let me see what's actually going on here. Okay, it's not so horrible, except for I lost the line right there. You can fix that. Let's put in a line. Sometimes my computer goes, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm just going to make stuff up. No, not doing that either. All right. Wow, have a conniption there, computer. I make one change. And it went, nope, can't pull that off with this equipment. All right. Hamish has been saved. I'm going to continue to work on Hamish throughout the week. If I'm not done with this page, then we'll return to it at the next stream. But we now have a name for our poor doomed adventurer who has foolishly decided to seek his fortune. We will see how that turns out for him down the road. But thank you very much for all your help. Thank you for all your input. Thank you for naming the nameless. Let's put his hair back. Boink. There we go. I thought he looked a little weird there for a second. Let's go out to the actual art. And there he is. I'm going to put on the body and the shoulders, and I just had to shift everything over, then figure out what I'm going to do with the goblins. But he now has a name officially. It is now Hamish Deadridge. Or Diedrich. Is it Deadridge or Diedrich? I think it's Diedrich. Yes, he died rich. For about a millisecond. Because, you know, dragons. Alright, so I'm saving this out. I'm coming over to the big camera. Thank you guys very much. That was a lot of fun. I always enjoy the viewer interaction and the back and forth. That you make me so much stronger for your presence. And that was a lot of fun, naming him and getting some ideas and playing with face shapes and just kind of like, Urgh. I had to relearn everything. I was like, oh my god, I haven't drawn this character in how long? Oh, I'm screwed. I was right. But we got Hamish. It sounds like a Mennonite. Hamish. Yes, you are really good ideas for characters as well. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. First of all, I have Tucson Comic-Con coming up on the 2nd and 4th. I'm at booth 1207. Come on down, hang out. It's actually a really nice little convention. We also have another story. It's been in the works for a very long time. This is here to taunt those involved, me and the writer. And then, of course, the Dungeon Notes collection 1 and 2 are available, and we'll be able to buy those at Comic-Con. 3 is almost finished, and then, of course, we're going to start on the grand adventure after that. I've been teasing that one for a few years now. It's time to actually pony up, but this project comes first. We're going to do the ABCs. We're going to use it as our test board to get published. Will he succeed? Tune in and find out every week. We'll get closer and closer to that goal. Right now, I want to have enough pages to be able to present it. I want to be able to get close enough that I feel comfortable going, okay, here's what the book's going to look like. Here's what this is going to look like, and go from there. And if I have to rearrange some stuff, at least I have the elements to rearrange. The way I draw and create, I'm able to bump things around. As you saw, I have the hair. It's overdrawn. We don't need all that hair in the back, but there it is. The eyes and pupils are set up so I can move things around. I have him looking exactly where I need him to be looking, so he doesn't look cross-eyed or whatever. We have the nose shape. We have a good frontal face shape. There's still some little, it's a little bulbous right here, but I mean, it's a good place to start. I think we've got a real good handle on this character. Actually, I'm very happy with the way it came out, thanks to your help. Thank you all very, very much for participating and being a part of this the whole process. In the meanwhile, I want you guys to know that you're loved. You are loved by me. You're loved by those around you. You are deserving of that love. Let people love you. This world is hard enough out there as it is, so don't beat yourself up. And until next week, we'll see where I get. Hopefully I'm working on the goblins, or maybe I'll be done with this page. We'll see, but the only way you're going to know is if you come in next week, 10 a.m., Tuesday mornings, Mountain Central Time, come in, hang out, have some coffee. If you want to buy me a coffee, the link is in the description. It's also on the ticker tape. It's buymeacoffee.com/chainreaction. Until then, thank you guys very much. Love you. Be careful out there.